Hey, the Moment friends! Landing here for another episode of the Epic Story as we begin Book 10 of Volume 1. There can be no greater insult than this, Staftang, for Angmar's foul regent to walk the stones of Elendil. To walk the stones that Elendil walked of old is an outrage for which there can be no forgiveness. Amarthil's minions may hold Annúminas for now, but the Dunedain will not rest until she and all her servants are swept from its courtyards, and the very flagstones wiped clean of their taint. While you were away, a visitor came to Tinandir. His name is Laradane, and he is an elf of great reputation. My friend Golidir spoke very highly of him in our youth, though I had not met him before now. He has been given the use of the mustering room in the keep here in Tinandir, and says he has information about Amarthil that will be of use to us. He asked for you personally, Staftang. Hear what he has to say, and I pray you will return to me with some secret lore of the elves that may aid us in the battle. Turn right as you enter the keep, and you will find Laradane's room atop the stairs. Alright. We shall go into the keep then. Now, it has been a long time since I have been through this quest line, so I don't remember exactly what goes on. But it is nice overlooking the lake here. I really do enjoy Evendim. Particularly after the revamp, it's turned into a really awesome zone. And I recommend everyone try it who hasn't. Alright. Now that is a statue. That is awesome. Alright, I believe you said to the right. So that is where we shall go. Oh, this right. Got so distracted by the statue. Alright, there are a lot of stairs in this place. That's one thing I don't like, is it takes forever just to get anywhere. But it is a very impressive fortress they have going on here. Alright, there you are.
What can I do for you?
It is good to see you again, Staftang. But we seem cursed to meet always in sadness. The happier day of which I spoke in our last meeting, alas, has not yet arrived. And the days seem to grow darker still. Amarthil has revealed herself, and sits now in judgment within the ruins of Annúminas. Her armies fight within the streets and beneath the shadows of the towers against the Dunedain. This much of you know already, but there is more about Angmar's new regent than is known to Calenglad and the Rangers. I have written down much of the story in this letter. Read the tale and bring it to Calenglad so he may decide what can be done. You must do this with utmost speed, Staftang. More than the city of the Dunedain rests on our answer to Amarthil's challenge. Alright, let's read this. Calenglad, I have set this tale in writing so that you will understand the dangers that await, not just Evendim, but all of Middle-earth. If the Dunedain should fail to stop Amarthil's ambitions in Annúminas, the situation now seems grim. But it will be with heavy heart that I must tell you that these dark days are nothing compared to the fate that awaits us all, should Amarthil succeed in the errand she pursues. Have you heard the whispers of the champion of Angmar? Such was the title of Amarthil bore at the height of her master's power. Before her, the good people of the north quailed. The armies of the Witch King marched behind her on Fornost, and Fornost fell. Much of her strength came from a ring, Narchil, one of the lesser rings, as such things are counted, but still possessed a great power for evil. With Narchil upon her finger, all who beheld Amarthil lost any desire to stand against her. Some tried in vain to flee, while others set down their weapons, bewitched by her terrible beauty. All fell beneath her vicious blades, For Narchil raised in the champion of Angmar a terrible bloodlust. There would be no mercy for the fallen. And yet hope was borne upon the winds. The coming of Annur out of the south, and of Glorfindel from the east, signaled a challenge in our fortunes. Fornost was retaken. Something happened to Amarthiel during the Battle of Fornost. Something her master never expected. The champion of Angmar was defeated. History does not record the name of the elf who laid her low beyond the guess that he was of Linden. But Amarthiel fell before his elf knives, and her ring was lost. Narchil and Amarthiel vanished from all knowledge. The Witch King fled, his forces routed. But now Amarthiel has returned from out of the darkness, and worse. She has obtained a Palantir, one of the seeing stones of old. There can be no question. She will use it to learn the location of Narchil, the ring she lost long ago. Perhaps she has already done so. That must be the focus of your attack, Calenglad. The Palantir must be taken from her. Amarthiel is a dangerous foe of herself, but if she reclaims Narchil and strides at the head of her armies, the threat she possesses will be magnified 100-fold. This must not be allowed to happen. That the city has fallen to her tragic, but the Palantir must be recovered at any cost, even if it should mean the Dunedain lose Annúminas forever. I will ask my good friend to deliver this letter to you, but that is sadly all I can do. My part in this tale has been overlong already, and I weep for it. Now then. Wow. If there's a letter worth reading, that was it. That was amazing. Alright, let's go find Calenglad and tell him the bad news. Alright, Calenglad.
Greetings.
Ladain has written his thoughts down in a letter? Very well. Let me see it. Ladain would ask me to abandon the city to Amarthiel if it meant reclaiming the Palantir from her. He does not know what he is saying. Gullidir always spoke well of this elf, but now I must question his judgment. I will not leave Annúminas in the hands of the enemy. We will save both the city and the stone, Stafdang, or we will save neither. That is my decision.
What can I do for you?
Forgive me for my anger, Stafdang. It was not seemingly. There is wisdom in Ladain's words, but you must see the danger of leaving Annúminas to the Angmirim. If we do not stop the Amarthiel's ambitions here, beside the Lake Nunil, she will fortify the old city. Where then do you think her armies will go? Think of the Shire, a short march to the south, or Chesilbridge to the east, already beset by orcs out of Angmar. We must turn the tide of battle in our favour, Stafdang, before we try to reclaim the Palantir. If we keep Amarthiel's attention focused on the battles within the city, she will be forced to meet our challenges. She will have less time to use the Seeing Stone to find Narchil. My heart tells me this is the right, Stafdang. If you stand with us, speak with Rosaloth in Annúminas. She will tell you how fares the battle. Pass through Minamathiak in front of the city, and you will come to the courtyard of Gwelaband. Rosaloth will tell you what you can do to help in this fight. Thank you, Calenglad. I'll make sure we go to Annúminas and save the city from the vile, vile enemies known and led by Amarchil. We must act quickly if we are to save this city from the evil that lies within.
What can I do for you?
Hail, Stafdang. As you can see, the battle goes well. We have managed to secure Gwelband from the forces of the enemy. The battle was fierce, but we were joined by a number of adventurers, and victory was ours. You want to speak with Feinaleg. He is coordinating our defense of Eckerd Galandir, a position we have thus far managed to hold. You will find it southwest of here, in a higher level of the city. You are fortunate that we have taken Gualanband. Now that the gate is under our control, you can gain access to the higher level much more simply. You will just need to climb the short hill to the southwest, pass through the gate, and work your way south and west until you reach Eckerd Galandir. Otherwise, you will have quite a journey ahead of you. A long swim west to Garanon, and then a climb through the city. Alright, it seems like it is quite a ways. That's actually kind of cool. I guess it reacts to what portions of the city you hold. Which is interesting, to say the least. I really love Annúminas. I wish that they would make more places like this, because they need to. It's such a cool area. Alright, enemies. How quickly you fall. There we go, some 10 reputation. Very nice. Alright, now we have some trolls to kill. Easier than the last one. It seems like it is through here. Good job, Rangers. Hold this line under all costs. We must defend this camp with our lives, for we cannot afford to lose any inch of this city. Mark my words. Alright, let's see here. There he is. Feneleg.
What do you need?
Welcome to Eckerd Galandir, Stapdang. I'm sorry that you must see Annúminas thus, taken by Angmar, corrupted by Amathir. We will all do our part to drive them out. Listen now, for there is so much to do and so little time to do it within. Of course not. How could I do it while active in combat? That would be crazy. Okay. Apparently I'm still in combat. Which, to say the least, does not bode well. Alright. Now we should be able to complete this quest.
How can I be of service? Might I take a moment of your time?
We have had both gains and losses in the past few days, Stapdang, but we cannot hold out forever. We are stretched too thin, and Amathir simply has too great a force. Every position we lose brings us one step closer to utter defeat. I have need of your strength, Stapdang, and the strength of your allies. 2 of my rangers have repelled attacks on vital positions, and I worry that their strength may be faltering. Gonil has fought to drive the Agmirium from the port of Annúminas, north of here, upon the water. I fear that she cannot withstand another assault. So too is the situation for Torchion, currently on the guard at Adanon, a small gate west of the docks that provides access to the western shores of Nuniel. Hurry now to Guaniel and to Torchion, and learn how stand their defenses. While you seek them out, I would ask you to defeat any of the bow-wielding Agmirium archers you see within the city. These ranged attackers are extremely dangerous, and several of my brothers have fallen to arrows that fly from their hiding. Alright, I will do as you ask, Ranger. We shall free this city soon enough. Finally ready for our first defense.
What do you need?
Feneleg worries too much. I've everything in hand here, despite the repeated Agmirium attacks on my position. I have not yet faced a force that was too great for me to handle. You expect something different? Yes, actually, I do. There's a quest that says so. Oh, okay, apparently I don't expect that, actually, to happen. Nevertheless, we shall find where these archers are. We will just assault this whole place, you know. It's worthwhile, really. Hopefully, let's just make sure that there's at least one bowman in here somewhere. Apparently not. Okay. There's got to be more bowmen around here somewhere. Anyway, on to the next camp. Alright, time to fire up the final ranger.
The shadow must fall.
The gate of Anduin is still defended, Staftang. But I thank you for coming to see me. It has been some time since the last assault on the gate, and it is good to break up the boredom with a new face. The city will not long be in Angmirim hands, if you ask me. Alright, time to go back once more and talk with Fanaleg. Alright, Fanaleg.
What can I do for you?
You have my thanks, friend, and those of Guanil and Torchion as well, I'm sure, despite their insistence that everything is under control. But now there is more work to be done. For a moment, our defense of Annúminas holds true. We need now to form a plan of attack against the enemy. Alright. I most certainly agree that that is what we need to do next. Let's see. Well, that's actually not very good, comparatively.
Would you do something for me?
I think we have earned a small reprieve, through your efforts, Staftang. Battles still rage through the city, but it will be some time before Amathiel can regroup and challenge our forces with the same intensity. We must go on the offensive, if we can, and to do that, we need information. Several positions throughout the city have changed hands numerous times in recent days, and it is my belief that these sites are of particular significance to Amathiel. We fight to reclaim them whenever possible, but ownership of these sites is as fluid as the shoreline of Lake Nuniel, always in motion. I will ask you to journey to these volatile areas and defeat the minions of Amathiel there, for some of them are sure to carry orders containing the future plans of her armies. If the Dunedain hold this site, look for corpses of enemies killed in the fighting, and search for them for such orders. We need orders from these 3 locations, Staftang. From the courtyard of Gwalband to the northeast where you encountered Rosaloth. From Korthnir in the front of the poles of Gilliant, east of Ekad Galandir, and at the Menobland, on the highest level of the city. Basically everywhere. Go now, Staftang. But first, it's time to end the episode, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again real soon for another part of the epic story of Book 10, as we make our way through Volume 1, looking for the orders of the Angmirim, and hoping to stop Amathiel from her terrible plot. So till then, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you again real soon for another episode. PVMP and Dang. Subscribe.